Coming to a comfortable cross-legged position. Take a breath, check in with yourself. Maybe sit up on a blanket, do what feels right for you, and really settle into the plant through your sit bones, and release through the femur bones. Let them kind of roll to the floor, the shin bones, the ankles, the feet, to really create a base through the legs. And watch the breath. Breathe through the nose on your inhales, on your exhales. And tune into the breath. Maybe close your eyes. And tune into the movement through the system that comes along with each breath. Maybe exaggerate those movements a little bit. Lifting up a little bit on your inhales, releasing back a little bit more into your legs on your exhales. So you develop this quality of a plant and a lift that comes along with each and every pose and each part of each pose. And then maybe shift your weight a little bit left and a little bit right. Pull the flesh out from underneath the sit bones so you're right on the front of the sit bones. And settle into your plant even more. And then tone your belly, lifting up the lower belly, drawing the navel in towards the spine, but still firmly planted. Snuggle back into the floor. And then drag your ribs up away from the hips so you create some space through your lumbar spine. And then bring your shoulders all the way up around your ears and roll them all the way back and release them down. And then let them settle a little bit left and a little bit right so you create a nice diagonal stretch. And let the shoulder blades just kind of glide over the rib cage to loosen up your upper back. And when you've done that evenly, come back to center, and again, draw both shoulder blades down the back. Sit up nice and tall. Imagine you're being encouraged a little bit taller, right by the crown of the head. And then let your head pivot to each side, shoulders away from the ears. And maybe you're dropping your chin a little bit so you have even amounts of space. It's not crunchy through the neck at all. And again, you're dropping into your plant, really spreading out. And when you've done that evenly, come back to center, shake it out a little bit, settle back into your plant. On your inhale, slowly lift the chin all the way up, find space through the front of the neck without collapsing through the back, still lengthening there. On your exhale, slowly bring your head all the way forward. Chin relaxes in towards the chest. Shoulder blades pour down the back. Settle your weight consciously a little bit more into the legs. And unwind right from the base of the skull, vertebra by vertebra, through the neck, across the tops of the shoulders, between each rib. Maybe let your arms feel a little more weighted. Undoing. Breathing. And with your head still tilting forward, gently roll one ear at a time up towards the ceiling and draw that shoulder blade down the back. And then let your head release back to center and roll the other ear up towards the ceiling and draw that shoulder blade down the back. And do that a few times to each side to create some space and some length through the sides of the neck. And you're breathing, deep inhales, deep exhales. And when you've done that evenly to each side, come back to center. Shake it out a little bit. On your inhale, slowly lift the chin all the way back up again. Exhale, bring your head halfway forward. So the head balances very lightly on the full length of the spine. And again, pour your weight back into the legs. Release through the whole outer body, through the shoulders, through the arms, through the hips, through the knees. And find a feeling of lift through the whole spine, right up again through the crown of the head. And watch the breath. Let the breath travel all the way up, all the way down the spinal column. So we're powering up the breath a little bit. Imagine you're drawing it right up from the floor to the crown of the head. Create a little more space and length through the whole spinal column. On your exhales, maybe relaxing a little bit more into the floor. So there's that quality of ebb and flow, or plant and lift. And then bring your awareness into the sides of the body, into the rib cage. And let your ribs fully expand and open on your inhales. Really spreading out. Think more of width than length. And on your exhales, let the ribs draw all the way back in again. So you have this accordion-like feeling of expansion and contraction. Still sitting up nice and tall. Still firmly planted, so you spread out, fill your space a little bit more. Connecting a little more deeply with your breath. And then bring your awareness to deep in the front of the body, maybe bringing your hands to your belly so you have a physical connection with the breath. And on your next exhale, completely empty out, like you're squeezing the breath out. And on your next inhale, slowly filling up through the belly. Layer the breath through the rib cage, through the chest. Fill completely up. Maybe observing those spaces, transitions between inhales and exhales. And exhale slowly, evenly, chest, rib cage, abdomen. And again, completely empty out. And maybe pausing, using that space between exhale and inhale. And slowly fill back up. And I always begin and end each class with 3 ohms to vocalize the breath and to begin the process of listening to ourselves. And please feel free to join in if you like. Exhaling fully for Om. Inhale deeply. And take a breath.